Now, my first impression of Lazarus was a completely a surprise because this thing slaps so hard. I mean, I wasn't expecting to be good, but I didn't expect to be this good. No, I'm not overhyping. It is fact. Especially the person who created Lazarus is the same person who created Cabo Bebop, also created Shamploon. Those two series, you ask any fan, they always argue which is the better show, Cabo Bebop or Shamploon. Now we have a third. A contender could be which of the best three shows of the creator is better, Shamploon, Cabo Bebop, or Lazarus, because this episode did not actually disappoint because it feels like so much Cabo Bebop but yet so different, but even use the same type of archetypes of the original series, but yet it's a completely different story. Now, you've not seen the basically the commercials or what it is. Basically, Lazarus is basically a team summing up of the best because this sort of super genius scientist created sort of a cure for everything. 10 years later, he decided, no, I'm gonna screw everyone else, and everybody died when he actually took the medication. Of course, you only have 30 days to find the cure, and the twist is, I have the cure. The only thing you do is need to find me. Well, good luck, bye bye, and everybody lost their mind. Now, this is the reason why they summoned Lazarus of this team to find the scientist and find the reason why he did this. In fact, he does explain why. It's basically you kind of realize people kind of suck, so I decided to kill everybody. That simple. It's not that complicated, but to me, it feels sort of a lie in a way because every single genius give their own interpretation, the situation, what's going on. It says it's not worth your time. If they find the cure, there's still not enough time to save anyone. So it's just live your life the best you can the last 30 days. But the government will not give up and decide to summon Lazarus to hunt the scientist down and actually find the cure. That's the whole pitch, and they deliver. Of course, before I continue on, my name is Recho. I like to talk about animation, not just animation reviews, first impressions, cartoon theories, and sometimes, if I have some spare time, cartoon breaking news. Of course, you like how it's going, like to help my channel, pull a like, comment, and subscribe. That's the only thing you need to do. If not, that's fine with you. Thank you. Because of you, I'm getting close to my main goal of 2,000 subscribers. And yes, I'm getting close every single day because of people like you. People who like, comment, and share. Thanks. Now let's continue of sort of the explanation of episode 1. Now let's get started. Now our main lead, Axel, he's not disappointing. He is super similar to the main lead of the original series, Cabo Bebop. Be aware, these two series of the same creator is not the same universe. It's his own thing. But Axel feels so much like a Spike Spiegel, but yet so different. He has that chill vibe. He has everything in control. He has a deep voice. He doesn't break his own concentration. It's a guy, he's cool, he's hard, and he's smart. But on top of this, his cockiness, he's overwhelming because he can easily get away for anything. In fact, at the very beginning, they actually sit him down out of prison because he's locked up for some apparent reason. We don't know what he did, but he actually locked up for hundreds of years for something very specific. But they never focus on the reason why he put him in prison, because the main focus is the trying to make a deal with this guy to help them and help Lazarus to find the scientist. But this is the thing. He doesn't care. Or he understood the situation, but he never get what was the deal, what kind of deal offer him. He actually never asked. He just escaped. But he escaped just a very creative way, smart, fast. You can see how talented this guy really is. Even that, he was caught by a cop wearing his uniform in prison, and he thought, oh, it's a prisoner. But he's just sort of confident, sort of swagger, convinced the cop to, no, this is just sort of an attire, a dressing, the cool kids clothes today. And the cops completely believed that and let him go. 3 seconds later, they'll call him, yeah, it's a guy who escaped in prison, and the same guy he let go. That's how confident and cocky he really is. And this is the reason why I believe he has to be related to Spike Spiegel, because he has that sort of charm, that sort of, you grab you a few seconds with you, he will con you. But other than that, not just him, the other members you have a little time with, you don't really know, feels like an archetype from Cabo Bebop. There's another character that feels like like Valentine, the original series, she has that archetype of being sort of a Bond girl. That's how the original character was created. Sort of that vision. You feel this sort of a modern version of that archetype. Not just her, you have the head chief, the own genius kid scientist, any other members in this group did not have time to fully developed, but you can see the archetype of each one, but none of them feels cliche. Each one of them has its own swagger, interpretation, their own point of view, and they make this show so great. Just for the first episode, completely understood each single character. But top of this, the budget, the camera angle, the music. Oh my god, the music nails the kind of melancholy sort of jazz vibe. In fact, the very beginning of the episode, one of the main lead characters says, "Some of the music feels sort of jazz." What type of jazz? Like the devil self my own soul type of jazz. And that's exactly how he summed the music. No lyrics, just the music. It just nails it, because the first 30 seconds you just completely are sold. But top of that, the action are great. Our main lead chemistry of the other characters works so well, because you have one is our main lead very cocky, and the other one who is very straight, who tempted to stop him not jumping off the bridge. But I love it that, do you believe a man can fly? Or at least save his life falling down the floor? And let me show you, make you a believer. And that's the type of guy, that type of swagger you need for a show. Not just the main lead, the side characters counter his swagger. Counter, yeah, I do not believe you. Show me. And that is just the cockiness of each character. Just nails it. No, I'm not overhyping. I said it again. Exactly how I said it. Exactly the vibe you feel. But on top of all this, the whole camera work is just mind-blowing. I mean, the camera work, think of it as sort of a high-budget Hollywood film with an artistic twist. You have moments, it's just kind of beautiful. Like, you have Axel top of the building and want to jump, but how the camera sets, almost this sort of doves, birds popping up, is almost very photoistic moment that just grab your attention. Hope they keep this hype up for several episodes next. But damn, the music, camera, characters, character designs, the whole thing feels top notch. It feels the creator is top of his game, and it feels this series could be a next cult classic. Of course, if you're right now watching Max, I also recommend watch Sakama's Side Effect. That's also equally as good. You go buy both shows on Max. But other than that, I highly recommend it. Do not watch any other show. Just watch this specific show. It's completely good. Especially if you like Couple Bebop. Especially you like Shamploom. Both series, you have to jump in one or the other. You probably like this series because, once again, it was created on the same creator, and he did not disappoint. Of course, I don't know you. The question is, do you believe this illness? You believe the scientist did this on purpose, or you think he's completely bluffing? Because it sort of makes pointless. It almost feels this is sort of a kind of like an experiment of the society, how they will react. Some people react erratically, other people are reacting calmly. In fact, one of the main group characters is sort of a smart kid, decided to just quit school. I mean, he just quit because his point of view is basically, yeah, what's the point? Only have 30 days. Why bother going to school? You know what? Yeah, that's completely true. Why would you go to school if you have only 30 days to live? I probably hang out with my friends or family the last days I have before I kick the bucket. Even that, maybe they find the cure. In fact, I'm sort of curious what kind of happens next if they find the cure, especially when it happens on the intro. Usually I don't pay attention of the intro. I usually skip it, only come back if I need some information of the creators who voiced it or something. But I stop because the music and the melancholy they give out is sort of overshadow what could happen in this series, because every single character quite literally is dead next to the medication they took. It's just sort of weird and very almost nihilistic or over melancholy in a way, but at the same time, I'm fully invested because this is weird. Usually, I don't like maybe the show, I don't care about the music. But every time you do everything right, I stand out to watch the intro, the credit scenes, the characters. I get so invested because it's just so well made for each single direction. If you can do that, that means you're doing something great. And that's all I can say because it is that great. This show does not disappoint. So it probably will, but we don't know. Hopefully not. Hopefully it will deliver. Tell me down below what was your favorite part. You do believe this could be the next classic of this year? Tell me down below. Let me know. I got nothing else to say. Just thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.